Have you ever wondered why some older men can effortlessly attract younger women without trying too hard, while others struggle just to start a conversation? It's not luck, and it's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about energy. Real, grounded, masculine energy that speaks louder than words. So let me ask you this. Have you ever hesitated before flirting with a younger woman, unsure if it's right, unsure how to do it without looking foolish or desperate? You're not alone, brother. Most men feel that uncertainty. But here's a truth that changes everything. When done with confidence, emotional intelligence, and self-respect, flirting across an age gap doesn't just work. It becomes magnetic. It turns you into the kind of man younger women can't quite explain, but can't stop thinking about either. Because attraction isn't about age, it's about presence. It's about how you carry yourself, how you speak, and the calm assurance in your silence. This is Mind Hack Stoic, and today we're going deep into the psychology of attraction, the art of connecting with younger women in a way that's natural, powerful, and unforgettable. First, understand this. It's never about chasing. It's about energy. The older man who knows his worth doesn't try to impress. He simply allows his confidence to speak for him. Younger women sense that energy instantly. They can feel when you're calm, composed, and not seeking approval. That's what pulls them in. See, most men overcompensate. They talk too much, joke too hard, or try to prove they're interesting. But mystery, not overexposure, is what builds tension. When you hold back, when you let silence breathe, she begins to wonder about you. Who is this man? Why does he seem so grounded? That curiosity becomes attraction. So when you talk, don't fill the air with noise. Let your words carry weight. Speak slowly, smile subtly, and let your energy do the heavy lifting. In a world full of men trying to impress, the one who doesn't need to stands out the most. Now let's talk about what truly draws her toward you. It's not your age. It's what comes with it. Emotional stability, wisdom, grounded confidence. These are the qualities younger women crave but rarely find in men their age. You've lived. You've seen things. You've learned what truly matters. So let her feel that calm energy when you speak. Share stories that reveal depth, not ego. Talk about your experiences with quiet confidence, not to boast, but to connect. You're not trying to be younger. You're showing her what real maturity feels like. Because here's the truth. She's not looking for a man who acts 25. She's looking for a man who makes her feel safe, seen, and understood. That's your hidden advantage, and it's one you should never downplay. Your body language speaks before your mouth ever does. How you look at her, how you carry yourself, even how you pause. All of it sends a message. The right kind of eye contact creates electricity without a single word. It's not about staring. It's about holding her gaze just long enough for her to feel your calm confidence. The way you smile, the way you lean in when she speaks. These subtle cues build more tension than any line ever could. Because women, especially younger ones, read energy faster than words. If your body language says, "I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm here to connect, not impress," she'll feel it instantly. Attraction starts before you speak. It starts with presence. Compliments, when done right, can melt through her defenses, but most men get them wrong. They focus on appearance, not essence. Don't just tell her she's beautiful. Everyone does that. Instead, notice what others overlook. Tell her, "I like how calm you are when you talk," or "You have a unique way of looking at things." Compliments that highlight personality, energy, or thoughtfulness create emotional connection. And connection lasts longer than flattery. She doesn't just want to be looked at, she wants to be seen. When your compliment shows you've truly paid attention, it hits deeper than any surface-level praise ever could. Because sincerity is rare, and she'll feel it. The moments she'll remember most aren't the expensive dinners or grand gestures. They're the simple, spontaneous experiences that made her feel something real. The laughter during a walk. The conversation that went deeper than expected. The time you were fully present and nothing else mattered. Those are the memories that stick. You don't have to be flashy. You just have to be genuine. Let her feel that being around you means being free. Free to laugh, free to be herself, free to feel safe. When she realizes she can be real around you, she'll want more of that feeling again and again. Because connection isn't built on perfection, it's built on presence. Never underestimate the power of small, thoughtful gestures. A book she mentioned, a song that reminds you of her, a simple note with meaning. These things speak volumes. They tell her you listen, you remember, you care. It's not about money, it's about emotional intelligence. The man who pays attention is far more attractive than the man who tries to buy affection. Thoughtful gestures say, you're not just anyone, you're someone who stands out. That is how you build emotional value, the kind of value that lasts long after the initial spark fades. Touch, when done right, can communicate more than words ever could. But it's an art, not a shortcut. Start with light, natural gestures. A brief touch on her arm when laughing, a gentle hand on her back when walking through a crowd. Small moments that create warmth and trust. It's never about rushing. It's about awareness. She should feel safe in your presence, not pressured. When your touch feels steady, respectful, and confident, she'll naturally lean closer. Because real attraction doesn't come from taking space. It comes from creating it. Space where both of you feel comfortable, connected, and alive. Confidence is your foundation, but real confidence isn't loud. It's quiet, unshakable, almost mysterious. It's the kind that doesn't need validation. You show it in the way you stand, the way you speak, and how you stay calm even when others seek attention. That's what separates a man from a boy. You don't need to prove yourself. You already know who you are. And that certainty, that peace, draws younger women in far more than any act ever could. Because they feel it. They feel your stillness, your depth, your control. Confidence isn't words, it's presence. You don't need to play games. Real men don't. Games might catch attention, but honesty keeps it. Speak clearly. Mean what you say. When you communicate with integrity, she feels safe to be open too. Because women can relax around men who are consistent and genuine. You don't have to hide, pretend, or manipulate. You just have to be real. The man who's emotionally authentic will always win over the one who tries to play clever. And remember, never be ashamed of your age. Own it like power. Your years don't make you less attractive, they make you more magnetic. You've experienced life. You've learned. You've grown. That's something younger men can't fake. When you accept your age with calm assurance, it becomes your greatest strength. Because the man who embraces who he is gives off a rare kind of energy, an energy that says, I've lived, I've learned, I know what I want. That energy is intoxicating. So stop trying to be younger. Stop chasing validation. Stand tall in your truth. Be kind, be confident, be intentional. Let your maturity be your edge. Let your silence speak for you. When you move through life with quiet certainty, you'll notice something incredible. She starts leaning toward you. She starts trusting your presence. Because younger women aren't drawn to age, they're drawn to energy. And the man who's mastered his own will always attract the right kind of attention. This is Mind Hack Stoic, reminding you that confidence doesn't shout, it whispers. Presence doesn't chase, it attracts. And real masculinity isn't about proving you're strong, it's about being calm enough not to need to. So, if this spoke to you, remember, power isn't shown, it's felt. Stay grounded, stay intentional, and let your energy do the talking.